Ibrahim Traore's plans for Burkina Faso are setting him apart from the many corrupt African leaders who are just becoming a burden to the African continent, which needs rejuvenation. The West has been controlling African countries through neo-colonialism, a thing which has caused suffering in many African countries. Controlling African currencies is among the major things which have left financial systems of different countries to be left vulnerable in the hands of the Western powers. Coming up with a new currency by President Ibrahim Traore is looked at as a vital move, which is to change for good the financial system of Burkina Faso. Ever since President Ibrahim Traore took over power, the world is observing shocking moves by a young and vibrant leader who has shown resilience in cutting all possible ties from the West, majorly his former colonial master, France. Creation of a new currency for Burkina Faso is among the major goals the captain has in his hand, which adds to the continued withdrawal from France's African allies in West Africa under ECOWAS. But we need to ask ourselves questions. How has France been controlling West Africa's Francophone countries' financial systems? This question is energetic. For a better understanding of this, we need to find out how it all started. The Central Bank of West African States, or Banque Centrale des États de l'Afrique de l'Ouest, BCEAO, is a central bank serving the 8 West African countries which share the common West African CFA franc currency and comprise the West African Economic and Monetary Union. Through a treaty established by the West African Monetary Union, that is, Union Monétaire Ouest Africaine, UMOA, which was signed on 12 May 1962 and gave BCEAO the exclusive right to issue a currency as the common central bank for the then 7 member countries such as Ivory Coast, Benin, Burkina Faso, Mali, Mauritania, Niger, and Senegal. What you have heard may sound like a joke, but that is the reality. The BCEAO issues banknotes and coins that are legal tender and redeemable throughout the member states of the Union. Now you are realizing that Burkina Faso has been lacking direct mandate and its own currency. The most shocking part is that the countries have to keep a certain portion of reserves to Banque de France, a way which is clearly showing how France has full control over its West African former colonies. Now, President Ibrahim Traore comes in to stop these scenarios. The captain, starting from cleaning the gold mining industry of Burkina Faso, is changing the financial system of Burkina Faso. Recently, at beginning of August, President Ibrahim Traore shocked the Central Bank of West African States with the launch of the first public and central bank of Burkina Faso, also known as the Treasury Deposit Bank of Burkina Faso. The aim of this bank is to bring back the economic governance of Burkina Faso through centralization of the financial system of Burkina Faso, which is free from direct foreign control. This is the start of the new journey to financial freedom of a new currency for Burkina Faso from CFA francs under France's control. Through this bank, Burkina Faso can now have better cash management and full control over public treasury. This Treasury Deposit Bank is to boost the infrastructural development of Burkina Faso through better management of public funds, providing banking services not only for the government of Burkina Faso, also citizens are able to carry out their banking activities through this bank. Burkina Faso is among the major gold producers in Africa, and that has undoubtedly true, but this gold has been mishandled, leading to heavy losses. President Ibrahim Traore has set a number of guidelines to come up with a proper and well-organized gold sector. The under-construction gold refinery means that the gold will be refined in Burkina Faso. What this mean? Yes, of course, gold reserves. Gold reserves are quantities of gold, which are held by both national central banks and governments across the world. These reserves act as a financial safety net, supporting the value of the national currency and providing a buffer against economic and financial instability. Burkina Faso is going to be able to keep significant gold reserves of this refined gold, hence coming up with currency stability. President Ibrahim Traoré is making sure that his country achieves financial freedom because coming up with a new currency paves way for smooth running of the economy of Burkina Faso. These strong moves are creating a huge gap between Burkina Faso and the West, which has been at the center of every matter in Burkina Faso. The Western media is trying to declare President Ibrahim Traoré as focusing on purchase of numerous military equipment to keep himself in power, meaning that he is wasting public funds. But these claims shouldn't fool you. Burkina Faso is among the severely affected African countries when it comes to insurgency, including a number of terrorist groups which have been destabilizing Burkina Faso. Coming up with a central bank and a new currency, Burkina Faso can smoothly facilitate its military operations against these insurgent groups. The good thing is that the captain is purchasing military equipment to fight against terrorism, not buying extremely expensive presidential vehicles for showbiz in motorcade. With a new currency and a central bank, Burkina Faso will be now able to set its monetary policy rather than having to accept the monetary policy of the Central Bank of Western African countries. During hard times of recession, the country can cut interest rates, do quantitative easing, and run government deficits to stimulate the economy and reduce unemployment. This new currency will fall in value, causing inflation, cutting wages for everyone. Cutting wages this way is easier than leaving it to individual companies who often prefer to lay people off instead. Debts are inflated away and people are encouraged to spend rather than hoard money, reducing unemployment. The citizens of Burkina Faso don't want any destabilizers come close to their beloved president and a supportive cabinet which properly executes his plans for Burkina Faso. Strong allies such as Russia, Turkey, Iran, among others, are assisting President Ibrahim Traoré in order to realize his goals for this Sahel and West African country. So much has to be accomplished, but the captain has managed to show resilience in tackling burning issues in Burkina Faso, a thing which many greedy African leaders are shying away from. ECOWAS, it seems, is continuously losing its control over Burkina Faso and its allies under the Confederation of Sahel States, including Burkina Faso itself, plus Mali and Niger. These three countries have plans of coming up with a new currency against the CFA franc. These bold moves are showing how tired these countries have become. All the sanctions by ECOWAS and the African Union against Burkina Faso and its allies, it seems, are less effective. How can you sanction someone when even citizens in your country feel you are doing the wrong thing? Tensions may seem available between ECOWAS and the Alliance of Sahel States, but this won't stop President Ibrahim Traoré and his allies to stop the good work they are doing for their long-been suffering countries. What do you think about these scenarios? Let's know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and also leave a like for this video.